of Kislev, the month of Hanukah. Actually, Hanukah is, I think, the only festival that actually spans 2 months. Both it's Kislev and also Tevet, respectively, from the 25th of Kislev to the 2nd of Tevet, obviously culminating in Zot Hanukah. I've got the Hanukah out already, the menorah, respectively. So we're going to say a few words within regards to this fantastic Hebrew month over here. So Chodesh Tov U'Mvarach to everyone watching live. Thanks, everyone, for all the fantastic feedback. And let's just give a couple of cute ideas within regards to this month that we're coming in. Obviously, it's the 3rd civil month of the year, and the 9th, let's just say, on the Hebrew calendar itself. In the very, very interesting. I think in the Babylonian calendar, it was actually known as Kislimu, respectively, over here. Now, I think in a regular year, Kisidran year, Kislev has 30 days, but because of the Rosh Hashanah, let's say, postponement rules, in some years it can lose a day to make the year a short, something short, we say chaser, something itself. It's a month which occurs, obviously, usually during November and December, respectively, on the Gregorian calendar, and is sometimes known, let's say, from one idea, as a month of dreams, respectively. And it's this month, each shevet, each tribe of Israel corresponds to a specific Hebrew month. This corresponds to the month of, to the tribe of Benjamin, respectively. So it's always in the, let's just say, the calendar, respectively, over here. So being the 9th month of the calendar, it's always an inviting time and embracing time and exciting time in of itself. Now, we know that Hanukah obviously starts on the 25th of Kislev, and the message of Hanukah itself is, let's say, there's the eternal power of light over darkness, good over evil. And we commemorate this miraculous victory of the small Jewish army over the mighty Syrian Greek Empire. But Hanukah celebrates, which we're going to see, the miracle of oil. When the Jews sought to light the Bet HaMikdash menorah after the war, they found only one small jug of pure oil. But miraculously, we know that it would burn for 8 days. And the great rabbis instituted 8-day festival Hanukah, in which we kindle the menorah nightly. It's very, very, and much actually happens on this specific month. The 19th of Kislev, for example, is a very momentous, let's just say, date in of itself also, which is something that we have to point out also. But so much is going on over here on the month of Kislev, and let's just explore more things that actually occurred during Jewish history. I think what's interesting on the 1st of Kislev marks a date when Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson miraculously recovered from a devastating heart attack. And remember, he was the Lubavitcher Rebbe, really great rabbi. And it's actually interesting that there's a number of actually other occurrences actually occur in this month. For example, the tribe Reuben, the forefather Reuben himself, the son of Jacob, one of the 12 tribes, I think the 14th of Kislev, passed away, but he actually was born also on the same date. So it was really a momentous date, obviously, the date of his Hilula and his birth of Reuben. And actually, speaking about the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson would actually get married to Rebbitzin Chaim Mushka Schneerson, who was very interesting enough. That was also on the 14th of Kislev. We know that 15th of Kislev, respectively, was this specific date where the Greeks set up, unfortunately, it wasn't a good connotation, the abomination of desolation in the Bet HaMikdash. What's actually interesting, from a political point of view, Kislev marks a few different dates in himself. I think on the 17th of Kislev, 1947, the United Nations General Assembly approved Resolution 181 for the partition of mandatory Palestine on that specific date. Now, there was another great rabbi of name, the Magid of Mezrich. He, on the 19th of Kislev, I believe, passed away. He was the successor of the Baal Shem Tov. Now, the Magid Mezrich was a great rabbi. We actually got in the city of Bet Shemesh a street, actually very nearby, that's actually named after him. He actually passed away on the year 1772. We're talking about just over 253 years ago, I believe, on December the 4th, naturally 19th of Kislev. So that's a momentous day from that perspective. Is celebrated by Chabad Hasidim. It's a liberation from prison of Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi. So it's celebrated this specific day. He's commonly known as the Alter Rebbe or the Baal Hatanya. He was a rabbi and the founder of the, let's say, and the first Rebbe of Chabad, respectively, and very, very momentous that you'll see adverts for Yutet Kislev all over various different Jewish communities, which people will be visiting or living in. The 20th of Kislev, famously, Ezra HaSofer would address a 3-day assemblage of Jewish people in Jerusalem. This is Ezra, actually, has one of the books in the Tanakh, Torah Nevi'im and Ketuvim, and telling them to adhere to the Torah and stop the assimilation that was taking place at that time. And obviously, a Hanukah miracle would actually take place on the 25th of Kislev. 20th Kislev was Bet HaMikdash, which we learn about in various different places in the book of Maccabees, on chapter 1, number 59, respectively. Also in the second book of Maccabees, I think on 10, number 5, we actually speak about it. And what's interesting, we learn about very much in Parshat Noach. It was the 27th of Kislev where the flood rains ceased at that stage in time. I think that's actually where we very much speak about it in chapters 6 to number 8, respectively, inside there. But we did say beforehand that it will span over 2 days, a specific date in of itself, and so much is actually spoken about, and there's so many different facts about the month of Kislev, which is very, very important for us to in of itself. So very, very interesting. It's also, they will never start on a Shabbat because the calendar is actually put out, the makeup of the calendar itself respectively will make it. It's actually associated with the supportive letter of Samach. Also this month, the ancient mystical work of Sefer Yetzirah tells us regarding this month of Kislev that God produced the letter Samach, predominant in sleep, crowned, combined, and formed the bow in the world and Kislev in the year, respectively. Now, the previous month, Cheshvan, also known as Mar Cheshvan, has been associated with a biting scorpion, and the letter Nun, Nun, very much symbolizes Nofel, to fall down. But this month, we are thus, let's say, uplifted with the letter Samach, which means support. So even an extra, let's just say, at the benefits of this month in itself. The astrological sign of this month is a bow, or Sekit Arius, respectively. We once again speaking about the Sefer Yetzirah. This month's Hebrew sign, Mazal, is a bow, it's a keshet. According to the rabbis of the Medrash, this tells us that even if a person sins, or God forbid, like the poisonous bite of the scorpion, through tefillah, through prayer, they can be capitulated to a much better place. This is something that is very much brought down. Obviously, many would associate the bow or the rainbow shown to Noach after the flood, which is very, very interesting enough. Now, we spoke about Kislev, how it can have various different meanings also. Some associate the word Kislev with the word Kesel, which means flank, implying the inert and intuitive desire in God. Now, others will connect the word ksil, fool, as we know about in showing how God even cares about those who act foolishly. This is another interesting insight in itself. I think this is from Yismach Yisrael on Rosh Chodesh Kislev, chapters 1 to number 2, respectively. And yes, so it's got many, many meanings. This date it has got in of itself. Now, what's also interesting is the Mishkan was completed in this month of Kislev. The sages tell us, the great rabbi says, that the construction of the tabernacle was completed during this month. However, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, will delay the inauguration. However, until the springtime, the month of Nisan, the month in which Yitzchak was born. So Kislev was recompensed, let's just say, 1,000 years later with the Bet HaMikdash rededicated on the 25th of Kislev, respectively, during obviously the Hanukah events. I think this was actually brought down by the Pesikta Rabati, if I'm not mistaken, chapter number 6. And one last tidbit with regards to this month, that the second Bet HaMikdash was founded in this month. We obviously inside the book of Haggai, respectively, I think in chapter number 2, verse number 18, very much within regards to this. Pay attention now, from this day and before, from the 24th day of the 9th month, from the day that the temple of Hashem was founded. Pay attention. Now, according to Rashi, this means that they began to add to the first foundation that they have built in the days of Cyrus, respectively, over there. So much can be spoken about from definitely a health point of view. I wouldn't recommend too much donuts and latkes and all the oily foods, respectively. I'll definitely recommend a lot of learning, a lot of getting ready, learning about the halachot of this joyous festival of Hanukkah. Hopefully we can do a few special editions over here inside this series. So everyone tuning in, welcome, and please subscribe to the channel, and welcome to everyone that's new watching. So much fantastic feedback. You know, we greet each other with a Hanukah Sameach during the festival of Hanukkah, respectively. But from Rosh Chodesh to Kislev till Hanukkah, we've still got 25 days. Hence, that will be another 3.5 weeks to come. So there is still a modest amount of time till we go in. And so Bezrat Hashem, it's going to be good. And so much can be said. I recommend this. Actually, what's interesting is this fourth video we're recording about Rosh Chodesh Kislev, because we've now been recording these great videos, let's just say, for 4 years now, respectively. So I recommend everyone to watch over those previous videos. Welcome, a Chodesh Tov U'Marach to everybody. Also, a Shabbat Shalom U'Marach to everybody. Also, because we are coming into Shabbat, Parashat Toldot, this Shabbat. So obviously, we're going to see the birth of two different nations in this week's parasha of Jacob and Esau, respectively, also. So that's something that we definitely very much have to point out. So I've got the candles ready. Friends, everyone, thank you very much for spending the time to watch. And just good things for all of Am Yisrael. And please join the channel and subscribe also. And wishing you a great day, guys, over here. Thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom.